It's hard to hear me over the music, I guess. I got that comment yesterday. Thumbs up. All links here. Push that in. I'm live. Your message. If you're here just for the scans, you're going to be disappointed we're not scanning again today. Hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. I'll pause while people join. I'm going to go right into recording. To be honest. And if you haven't updated your Macs, update your Macs. There was a security flaw. Hit the thumbs up button. I think I'm the only one here. Maya, nobody's awake yet. No. iOS. All iOS. Update your phones because there was a security issue. So I think something 6. I forget which version it is. Let's see, my Webull account is down again. Is it crypto? It's gotta be crypto. It's Apple and IBIT. Actually, everything's down. Spotify's down. Tesla's down. The only thing that's up is Nvidia. 13.4. It'll get back to 14,000. You're welcome, Brandy. Good morning to you. I need your number 2 to join. There's nobody in here. So you get a one-on-one. Okay, let me open up what I'm going to go over. I got a lot to go over. This particular one, interesting. This was up 60% yesterday. On no news, but it was anticipated, I'm assuming. Penny stock, we'll look into that one. Walmart earnings did what they needed to do. I watched a YouTube video last night, and it comes up with 3 trading strategies. And QQQ trading strategy that beats the market, proven back-tested results. I'll kind of go over that. I built one of the strategies that's kind of simple to build. I haven't built the others, which are a little bit more difficult. And people are asking me, how low can Palantir go? $40? Google or Baidu? Which one do you like? Because Bill Gurley is suggesting that Baidu or Pony might be better opportunities out there than Google. ARK versus the FFTY. I basically found this ETF. I'm going to go over it, how I look at it. The new Seeking Alpha features for August. I have screenshots that I did not post that I'll put in the newsletter. We're going to go over the top 2025 stocks because there's one that reported earnings today. I like the fact that I get a custom earnings calendar out of Seeking Alpha. So I'm going to go over 10 features that I like about Seeking Alpha with a stock that I kind of found in top stocks. And we'll go over a couple examples of top stocks. Want to know what hedge funds are buying? Skechers, Tesla, DoorDash. This is interesting. Because when I say keep calm, rate cuts are coming, this is what I mean. So we'll take a look at that. Bar chart is putting out again. These are facts, and I'm going to go over this. These are facts. These are not opinions. These are statistics. These are a fact. 20 out of 20 times the market ends up higher. So Sidekick, we're going to go over Sidekick a little bit. Because they have just God, Sidekick is so good. And I think I've got to pay for it, to be honest with you. I'm debating I will let you know my decision. Chris Camillo puts it just perfectly well here. He sold out of his Palantir position, and he goes over it. The Fed, we're going to discuss the Fed because there was not a lot of news coverage that I saw about the drama that's going on in the Fed. So, and we'll take a look at the markets. But good morning, Brandy, T-Drift. Morning, Bot. Morning, Nathaniel. Bought Comstock. Olga, morning. Donnie Garrett. And good morning, Wendy. I don't know. I don't own it. I haven't been watching it, Nathan. Why not go ask AI? I mean, I could probably, let's see. New egg. NEGG. There you go. $6.32. I mean, this 1,507%. 4-hour algorithm has you in. I mean, 4-hour algorithm has you in. You can't say that this thing doesn't work. It's had you in the entire time. After getting out of an 18% gain prior, you're in a 1,507%. So I can tell you from looking at the volume down here, which is just the raw volume, you've got quite a bit of volume spike there where it hit the high of 131, it looks like. But let's see. What is going on with the stock NEGG? Why is it up so much? Are there any reasons you can find? Please act as a Wall Street analyst and get why? Surge in stock price, 24% in a single session, trading around 110. Here's a breakdown. Insiders purchases, who now controls a significant stake. Such insider buying tends to draw attention. Positive market sentiment. Recent corporate actions completed a 20-to-1 reverse split in April 2025, which helped the company regain compliance. Speculation around new products and strategic initiatives. Short-term volatility. Key takeaway appears to be primarily fueled by major insider buying compounded by positive sentiment. Yeah, insider buys. Oh, I need my water. Morning, Chris. So, insider buying triggered it. So if I see that, I'm gonna go to FinViz and I'm gonna look at that, and then I'm gonna scroll down here and I'm gonna say, oh, okay, this dude, 10% owner, bought $2 million worth at $55.55. It is now trading at $110. He has literally doubled his money. He bought more at 104 just 7 days ago. He's been buying. I mean, look at the amount that he's bought since July. So add to it. Let's see. Where's the short position here? Short ratio 0.21. So it's not a huge amount. Short float 1.2. So it's probably not a short squeeze. But let's see. Is this yeah, sell. I mean, Quant doesn't cover it, but so it's got a market cap of 2.16 billion. Its revenues not bad. I mean, 1.2 million. Again, $2 billion, 1.2 million. That's a little bit A little bit rich, but again, the December 2017, they were doing 2.1 million. So they've lost a little. Valuation, I mean, they're not making money. It's not covered by the quant. Their growth, they're losing 17% revenue growth year over year. Seems to me it's insider buying and probably the market running it up. So that would be my guess. Great trade, though. Great trade. Yeah, and that's the thing is you're going to have stuff like that all the time. I mean, over my 40-year trading, I've had probably 3 or 4 of these. And it was never big money that I put in. I mean, we're talking probably $1,000, $2,000 when I was trading stuff like that. I think most recently, probably around COVID, I would throw in like 25 grand into one of these types of things where it was just a full-on momentum play. Nothing more than momentum. So, okay, let me get started. Good morning. It is Thursday, August 21st. I got a lot today. I've had friends call me in a panic. So I'm going to go over just facts that you can sit on and make your decisions on. We're going to go over the Fed drama that happened yesterday that didn't get a lot of reports. There was a lot of Fed drama, Hold on while I do this chair. Okay. I've got a back issue, and so I'm trying to figure out the best height for me. Chris Camillo had a great tip yesterday. We'll go over a stock that I found as a top stock, and we'll go over the top 10 features that I love about Seeking Alpha. So if you like ads, you're going to get an ad. But again, I think there's a lot of features that people don't use. So I'm going to bring up my top 10. We'll go over the top new features for August in Seeking Alpha. Google or Baidu. Autonomous driving. We'll go over earnings with Walmart. I will end the podcast with a crypto stock that was up 60% yesterday. It traded 107 million shares, where that's an enormous amount because it's got a market cap of $14 million. We'll take a look at that one. But again, and one other big thing. I watched a video yesterday on strategies on YouTube that goes over a legendary trader who's written a bunch of books on QQQ and TQQQ specifically. And there are 3 back-tested strategies. We'll go over it because I built one in Trendspider, and I'm going to share it with you. So let's look at the markets, okay? Let's just take a look at QQQ, for example, okay? I get a lot of people who will call me and say, I'm worried. Is this the top? Should I get out of the market? Should I wait to get into the market? Should I? So let's talk about QQQ first. Okay. I want to go over this because year to date, it's up 10.69%. Okay. So year to date, you're up 10% in QQQ. Market doesn't always go straight up. As you can see, January 3rd, you were trading at around 511. Okay. Then you go down here and you were at 416. Did you buy? Did you time it perfectly? Did you buy here in February at 539? Did you buy here in May at 522? Did you sell at any of these points? Because if you're journaling your trades, you'll understand that. So again, year to date, you're up 10%. Doesn't mean from the bottom to the top. It means you're up 10%. Okay? Over the last 5 days, you're down 2.2%. Boy, that chart looks a little different than year to date, doesn't it? That's over 5 days. But then you look at the all-time highs at 583, and you're trading at 565, 563 in pre-market. That is down 3% from all-time highs. 3%. Okay? Remember that number. So let's go and look at VOO because, again, if you're afraid of volatility, remember, I tell you to do QQQ and VOO as just a strategy. It's a chill strategy. VOO year to date is up 8.87%. Okay? Chart looks good. You see that Liberation Day. Where did you buy? Where are your notes? Where is your journal? Over 5 days, you're down 1.1%. Remember, QQQ was down 2.2%. It's down double what VOO is. Now, when you look at all-time highs, you're at 594. You're trading at 585, 584. You're 1.5% off all-time highs. Now, there are a lot of individual stocks that look far different. So if you are in individual stocks, year to date, Palantir is up 106%, even trading at 156. Over 5 days, you're down 11%. And the all-time high is 190. So there are a lot of single stocks that got beaten up. But when you look at year to date, they are far higher. So if you're freaking out over this pullback, get out of the single stocks. Go to VOO. Go to QQQ. But I will also point you towards this, okay? The more you gain in wealth, and again, if you're in the stock market, you are gaining in wealth because we are continue to go up. The more you gain, the more a 1% down day will shock you. And a 1% down day is not a huge correction. It happens. I had to move personally from watching the dollar amount to looking at the percentage as I made more money or lost money in a week or a day. I remember when I first made $100,000 in salary, I was super proud when I made $100,000 a year in salary. I was in my late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there. I remember calling my parents. I remember saying, oh my God, I made this much money. Well, let me just give you an idea. If you have $10 million in your portfolio and you have a 1% pullback in VOO and chill, and you just went through the last 5 days where the VOO is down 1%, you've lost $100,000. It may freak you out. Logically, that may freak you out. So instead of looking at the dollar amount that you're gaining or losing, look at the percentage. Maybe it helps you. Maybe it doesn't. It helped me. That's what this podcast is about, is taking my history, my strategy, and just giving you ideas on how to do it. Because again, we know buy and hold beats timing the market. You may be able to do it. You may be good at it. But 99.9% of you will not beat the market. And so VOO and QQQ should absolutely be in your portfolios. Because what do we have going on right now? We've got turmoil, okay? We had Fed turmoil yesterday, and it's not getting a lot of news, but I think it should get a lot of news. And by the way, this Fed governor, Cook, should probably resign. Should absolutely resign with what they found. So I don't blame Trump or Pulte for doing this. What I do blame them about is how did this wind up on Pulte's desk? So if you're not familiar with this story, what happened is this Fed governor, Cook, she's got two houses. I think one's in Minnesota, one's in Atlanta, something like that. She applied for a Fannie Mae loan for the second house as her primary residency, which isn't her primary residency. It is a federal crime to forge or fake documents, mortgage documents. So yes, she is, if this is true, again, it's alleged, but if it's true, she just committed a federal crime and she shouldn't be on the board of governors. And now when they say it's not a political thing, again, this was a Biden appointee. They want to make everything political. That's the problem that I have with this. If Pulte hadn't brought this up, if Pulte wasn't barraging Jay Powell, and even making the assumption that Jerome Powell knows that she actually applied for this mortgage. That's the issue. I think they are playing politics. And the Fed minutes, which we just got yesterday, which more than likely they knew about, they read, most of these governors don't agree with lowering rates. The Fed minutes were released to indicate that the board is not on board with cutting rates based on tariff turmoils. I'll say it again. If Trump wants rates lower, the Fed is literally telling him what they need to get rates lower. It's the tariff uncertainty, but that's not the way Trump negotiates. And I think he's looking for a backstop just in case the economy does shit the bed and goes bad. He's going to blame the Fed. But the minutes are clear. If we get one rate cut, it doesn't automatically mean that they're going to continue to cut. And I will also tell you, remember last September, they cut and the market went down. The bond market rules everything. So I may put on my bond expert hat again, if there ever is. But again, it is not, this is turmoil, and it's not good for the market. The market wants certainty. So make sure you know what you own. Make sure you know what your downside potential is and where you want to sell things, because Chris Camillo puts it perfectly. Too much market panic and pain today from people I care about. Remember to bucket your capital by risk. Be honest about convictions versus flow. Recognize. Remember, he's got leverage on the market. I typically don't do leverage. Those TQQ kind of things and options, I don't do leverage. But he's right. This blip is nothing. If you're shaken, you need to understand VOO and QQQ is a strategy. So remember, he was out of his Palantir in last month. He didn't time it perfectly. The reason, by the way, the reason he said he got out of it is because most of what he was looking at was already in the market and it was already in the stock. So he wanted to get out. So if you're holding TQQQ, what would make you sell? Did you lose money on Palantir because it just never went down? Was Robinhood a buy or a trade at 120? Again, did you journal these things? Did you say, okay, at this price, I'm going to sell when you bought? Was it a trade? Was it an investment? Because if Palantir's an investment and you sold out, at 25 like I did, it was a trade. I never got back in. Now, Sidekick is so freaking cool with Trendspider. Sidekick is awesome. Trading comes down to knowing the scenarios before they happen. Sidekick maps every path in seconds, so you're never guessing. This is Sidekick. This is Trendspider's new AI. What happens when Tesla hits 350 resistance? Breakout parabolic move trap. See it before it plays out. Tesla is currently trading at 328. It has approached not yet broken through 350 resistance level. Looking at the recent price action, there has been several tests of this area in late May and early June, when the highest peak of 367. If Tesla breaks 350 resistance, here are the three potential paths. This is your journal. Sidekick is literally writing the journal for you in a Tesla trade. That is fantastic. And then they ask Sidekick, Powell takes the stage at Jackson Hole on Friday, tomorrow. We had Sidekick pull SPY's track record before, during, and after. History points to volatility. And that's the thing. 2022, look, 5 days before you were down 2%. The day of the speech, you were down 3%. One day after you were up, 5 days after you were down 7%. 2024, just last year, you were up 1%, August 23rd. This is Jackson Hole. This is just the Jackson Hole speech. This isn't all Fed speech. This is August Jackson Hole speeches. Expect volatility. Now, again, that 1% move, it'll lose anybody with $10 million in their account more than $100,000 if we see a 1% pullback. If you can't stand it, then make changes to your portfolio, because we will have volatility. And these are just facts. These aren't opinions. Again, this particular one is a fact. It's not opinions. It's just numbers. And Daniel Newman puts it great. When I say keep calm, rate cuts are coming, this is what I mean. And this is a chart. When the Fed cuts interest rates within 2% of stock market all-time highs, remember, VOO is within 1.5% of all-time highs. When the Fed cuts interest rates within 2%, the S&P has gone to finish higher over the next 12 months, which means August of next year, 20 out of 20 times. That's a fact, not an opinion. Does it predict the future? No. But the best predictor of the future is the past. That's it. I mean, those are facts. So am I getting out of this market? No, I'm sitting and waiting. What you do is up to you. Want to know what hedge funds are buying? They're buying freaking Skechers, Tesla, DoorDash. Here's all the top ones and the rest of the list, the entire list of what hedge funds are buying. So if you want to look at these, go and look at them. I own quite a bit of these. And not because hedge funds do them, but because I'm able to do my own research. And let's just do my own research, okay? I went down here to top stocks on Seeking Alpha, and I said, you know what? This is interesting. I found a top stock a couple of days ago. I put it into a watch list, okay? It's TLS. I put it in here. I found it at $5.68. Where is it trading right now? $6.03. Okay? It's TLS. TLS. I found it. This has something to do with TSA pre-check and security. Seems pretty good, doesn't it? They do, it's a $438 million market cap. It was up 7% yesterday. Quick and easy profit from where I just said, ooh, I just found it at $5.68. We can look at it in Trendspider. TLS right there. 4-hour algorithm got you in at $3.65. You're trading at $6. That was just on August 11th. That was simply 10 days ago. Now, let's look at it, okay? Because this is what I literally did. I took TLS. I put a custom note in there, 815, top stock when I looked it up because of NBS. I was looking at NBS, and it was the top, this was the top stock. NBS is Nebius. It's one that I've wanted to get into. So what did I do? And this is why I love Seeking Alpha. I went and researched. I said, okay, the quant says it's a strong buy. Why? Valuation D, growth A+. I looked at that. Go and find out some of the fundamentals. The valuation, they're not making money. And we can go and look at them. It's again, like I said, it's a $438 million, but they're making $116,000 in revenue. Seems a little bit rich. So see what the quant ratings are. Again, what do analysts think? They're bringing their revisions up. 2 up, none down. 5 up on revenue, none down. That's just within the last 90 days. We can go and look at Wall Street's rating. Okay, we know it's a strong buy. This went to a strong buy at $4.86. I'm sorry, at $5.24. And again, I looked at it in the $5.68 realm. But what does Wall Street think that it's worth? They think it's worth $5.35. 5 analysts cover it. Go and read what the analysts say about it. You can go and read the analysis. The last one, Wednesday, July 16th, they're saying hold. TSA PreCheck and DMDC seem to provide a lot of growth in the future, but they're saying hold. And Seeking Alpha analysts have said hold. So you can go and read about that. You can create a portfolio like I did and just add it to a watch list. Enter the price that you found it. Would I have made money when I first looked at it? The answer is yes, for me. I like keeping notes in chronological order, just in the dates that I do and the price that I look at. And go and chart it against your favorite stock. Let's chart it against VOO. Let's just look at VOO. Chart it against the stock. Because am I better off investing in this or VOO? Well, prior to this spike on August 8th, I was better in VOO over 1 year. Okay, year to date, same thing. 3 years, this one has been a big loser. So to me, again, when I chart it like this, I know it should be a trade. Even though the fundamentals led me to think that it's trade. So put it in your portfolio list. Again, you get an email every morning with relevant news, with overall portfolio score. Plus, when the quant rating re-rates the stock, you'll get an email in the morning that highlights that. And I haven't even gone over this AI, where you can go and look at the positives and negatives here. It's a great tool. You can even set alerts for when it gets a quant change, when it gets a price point change. You can set alerts at a price. You know, say I say, hey, you want to buy this one under $6. Well, go and set a price alert. You can go and investigate other stocks. So again, this is number 1 out of 46. You can go and investigate other stocks that might be better in the quant than this. There are so many examples where my listeners and readers have gone to this and just typed in, gone to the top stocks and found a top stock. A great example is this one, where we found it was a top stock, PSIX. We found it around $2 or $3. It's trading at $80. What was the high? $121. So there's so many examples. Add to it that when you add it to a watch list, okay, and your portfolio, you get this custom earnings calendar. So I knew this morning that Walmart was reporting. I know that next week we've got CrowdStrike. I've got Urban Outfitters. These are stocks that I own or watch. And so every day I get something like this and I just scroll down and it sorts everything for you. Again, saving time. So how do you get Seeking Alpha? Go over here. I always lead people to the bundle. You save $159 when you get Alpha Picks. And Alpha Picks is such a great portfolio because you can trade these stocks. You can invest in these stocks. I tried trading them. I have added to them. When I first got Alpha Picks, I would pick and choose which ones I wanted to buy. Didn't work. So I bought the whole portfolio. I'm in for it with 6 figures now. Over the last, since its inception, it's up 210% versus 70% with the S&P. Now, you may say, why do I want to buy Alpha Picks now? We're at all-time highs. I just went over why the S&P more than likely is going to be up a year from now. Alpha Picks will outperform. And that's the key is, again, the best predictor of the future is the past. I believe Alpha Picks will outperform. So I've put my money into this. Again, I'm an affiliate. And let's talk about some of the new features of Seeking Alpha Premium. You got a new screener, stock screener. Look at all these pre-built screens that they give you. Okay, and an ETF screener. I'm going to put visualizations of all of these in the newsletter. But you've got a new dividend methodology. You've got a redesigned notes interface that I am currently using that I love. You've got set ratings for your entire portfolio. So the core portfolio, I can set alerts for the entire portfolio. Again, it's a great feature. And I found a new ETF yesterday, okay? I didn't even know this existed. You guys know I use Investors Business Daily for a lot of my, okay, what are the high flyers? Before I had Seeking Alpha, I would go to that website and see some of the news. It's a great website. Well, they've got an ETF, the Innovator Investors Business Daily 50 ETF. I didn't know this. So I heard about it and I said, ooh, I like that site. I've used it in the past. I trust them. Let me look at it. Well, let me go and look. First, this is how I evaluate an ETF. First, I go and look at the holdings. What does it hold? Top holdings, IREN, Robinhood, Reddit, Futu, Rocket Lab. I've gone over Rocket Lab before. I like that one. IREN, I've gone over before. Robinhood, I want to own. I don't. Argan, this is an alpha pick. Celestica, alpha pick as well. So again, holdings, I like. Let's go to the expenses. I don't like. It's 0.8%. The median is 0.5%. VOO is like 0.01%. So again, I want to look at it. Now, assets under management. I look at this one, AUM. The reason, because the more assets under management, the easier it's going to be to liquidate this stock, okay? Which means when you go and buy and sell. There were only 45 shares that were bought and sold yesterday. That's not going to be easy if you go and buy like, 50 shares of this. It's not going to be easy to go out there and liquidate this. So what did I do? I went and looked at this one right here, okay? ARK. If I go over to Investors Business Daily and I look at some of the peers and I look at this, it brings up the peers. But specifically, I went to this one and I said, okay, ARKK, and I ranked them. They're ranked by QuantScore. It likes ARKK. And so I said, okay, let me look at the performance. This is total performance, okay? ARKK versus FFTY versus VOO versus QQQ. ARKK is doubling 50. It's almost tripling QQQ. That's just year to date. But then you go out 1 year and ARK again is outperforming. Go 3 years and it's suddenly QQQ is outperforming. 5 years, ARK is actually negative. So what does this tell me? This tells me that more than likely, I actually want to trade FFTY or ARKK. I don't want to buy and hold these ETFs. There are better ETFs to buy and hold like VOO and QQQ. It just tells me that long term, these ETFs are momentum ETFs. And if the market is outperforming in momentum, it's going to do great. If it's not outperforming in momentum, it's going to pull back. And Cathie Woods is a great stock picker. Make no mistake about it. I think she's a fantastic stock picker. She will outperform and lose you money in a market that cares about valuation. That's just it. One thing that doesn't care about, it's the top 50 stocks. So again, another benefit of having Seeking Alpha is this one. We've got a stock, okay, one of the second half stocks reported today. I own it. A consumer finance stock that's been beaten down. It's not one that's actually positive, but last week I bought a bunch of this because it was a top second half stock, was beaten down. 4-hour algorithm gave me a buy. It's up 5% in pre-market. Get the full list here. Trade them. You can trade them. You can own them. You can do whatever the hell you want. But the top 50, the top second half 2025 stock, it's one I believe in. I like it. Now, also, I'm big on Tesla because of the full self-driving, because of the AI, okay? I'm also in Uber because I think full self-driving is going to revolutionize, and I think Uber has the platform that people are going to go to get these rides, okay? This is Bill Gurley, legendary investor. He's making the kind of push that Baidu is actually going to win this because Apollo Goes, which is the global footprint, keeps growing. It's Baidu. And it's the car. The car is $30,000 versus Waymo's $175,000 for their Jaguars. Is this one going to do better? Maybe. Again, go and do your research. I got a bunch of emails yesterday. What's the bottom on Palantir? Where could it go to? Your guess is as good as mine. The market will determine that. Anybody that's giving you their opinion, it's an opinion. It's not a fact. Understand, there are no facts in the future. There are facts in the past. Where do I think it's going to pull back to? I think it gets, the next stop is the 200-day at 131. Would that be crazy to pull back to? No. Look at the weekly on this one. The weekly, you are still 19 and 20 points above the oscillator with the strike line, not even the MACD line. The MACD line is 21 points over. So you haven't even had the cross down on this. Your RSI is still at 60. It's coming off a 77, 78. Again, this still has room to go down. There's a short report out there. Citron says it's going back to 40. Okay, if this one goes back to 40, I'm loading up. Am I loading up at 150? No. Am I loading up at 120? It depends on where the indicators are. Now, the 4-hour algorithm, it makes you half of what buy and hold does, but it wins 52% of the time. If you had gotten out with the 4-hour algorithm, you would have gotten out around 170, saving you almost 10%. Is there more room to go down? Well, Shai is saying, hey, the short report's wrong. Is he buying here? I don't think so. Again, I'd be loading up if you get under 100. Under 100, I'd be loading up, and I probably will. So, one thing I want to point out to you is there are strategies that happen. This is a book on QQQ, okay? It's a legendary investor, this guy, right here. It's a legendary investor, and he's got 3 strategies that they outline in this video. It's a 6-minute video, 11-minute video, sorry. It's an 11-minute video, okay? Something you want to take a look at, because again, they say the back testing actually does better than buy and hold. So they give you 3 strategies. One of the strategies, a very simple strategy, and I built it for you, okay? It's on the 225-day SMA, and I built it for you on the daily. Now, the difference is that I did not get the same back testing that they got. I just didn't. The back testing, you can see it right here, 879% versus 1,399%. I'm sorry, I'm on Palantir. Let's go QQQ. QQQ on this strategy. It makes you 100. Let's go back and we'll do. We're going to test it. Back 10,000 candles. Okay. It makes you 727% versus 1,011% on QQQ. So it doesn't beat buy and hold. It wins 29% of the time. So it gets you in, but it does get you out. I built this one. It is very simple. So what does this tell me? This tells me that their back testing is using some type of different numbers. And it's not based on the close. It's not based on the highs. It's not based on the lows of the days. It's literally getting you in. And maybe if I change this one to the lows, maybe if I just say price high, instead I say price low and then price high. Maybe that's it. And it will change the actual strategy. You can see 971%. We just made it. Gain another 200%. It wins 47% of the time. So again, I think they're playing with numbers, but the book is clear. There are good strategies in there. If you want to set them up in Trendspider, you could just take this video, take the verbiage from it, the transcript, put it into Sidekick, have it build it for you. It's very simple. And that's what Trendspider gets you, is the ability to take some of these strategies that you find, whether they're in books, whether they're in YouTube videos, wherever they are. If they give you a strategy and it's a technical strategy, you can build it in Trendspider, and Sidekick allows you to do that easily. This is great, by the way. This video has great information, some tips that I'm going to put into future strategies. I liked it. It's a great video. The channel, I'm subscribed to it. I liked it. It was well laid out. Now, do I believe it? Am I absolutely, in this one? No. The reason is because I tested it myself and it doesn't work. But I built it for you, and you can import it into your own strategy. The average position return, 9.9%. Now, what it did, the max drawdown of 30%, that was right on. And so if you're afraid of the 50% loss that everybody, says, that Michael Burry says, hey, you're going to lose 50% in this market. If you're worried about that, strategies. Make sure you have a technical strategy that saves you from that max drawdown. Just get into VOO and QQQ. Again, it's risk management. Now let's talk about Walmart. Because Walmart, their sales expectations led by e-commerce, higher average ticket, and strength in the advertising business. They did really well. They missed earnings per share, but they did well in actual revenue. But it was the operating income. And I just know this because I read a story about it. I didn't do any specific research. I just read a story. Operating income was in focus because it missed. They had to hold aside workers' comp. It was a catch up. They hadn't done this before. It's not like there were a ton more accidents. They just have to do it. And that affected operating income. They highlighted tariffs as a cost increase, which they said they've mostly absorbed. Don't expect that to go on forever. They will increase costs, and they said on certain products they have had to increase prices to consumers. They highlighted it, and they went out of their way to highlight all of their rollbacks. Make no mistake, I shop at Walmart. They have increased prices. Absolutely. I buy the same damn thing every week. They have increased prices. Expect pushback if those prices get too crazy. And it's going to come from the White House. So I'm finally going to give you a crypto company, CRCW. Go and research it. It was up 60% yesterday. The crypto company hold on. Stop, Penny. I love you. The crypto company initiates multi-asset crypto treasury. This is the key word. I got a picture last night that I got to put into a watch list of all the crypto treasury companies. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. This was up 60% yesterday. But I want to show you something, okay? It traded 107 million shares yesterday. The market cap is $14 million. They don't make any revenues. None. It is literally hype. So CRCW, if you want to go over here to FinViz, let's see if we can even find it. Because, yeah, it's not even in FinViz. It's a penny stock. So, again, it's trading at 3 cents, or I'm sorry, it's trading under 0.3 of a cent. So good luck in doing it. But this is how much crypto treasury companies are getting pumped. You know, we've gone over BMNW, I think it is. Bitmine. BMNR. This is Tom Lee's crypto treasury on Ethereum. Got you in on the IPO at $7.19. Where are you trading? $51. So again, you know, you don't have any. Would I buy this one? No. I've got ETHA and I've got IBIT and I've got Coinbase. I bought a bunch of Coinbase last week. I think I'm down on it. Came back. I don't know. I like this gap up here after their earnings back to 375. I think I bought it like 310, 320, somewhere in that neighborhood. I identified this one as a long-term buy and hold. I didn't use the 4-hour algorithm. I didn't care about the 4-hour algorithm. I care about crypto. And I said, you know what? I have missed this one many times before. The 4-hour algorithm makes you 40% versus losing 20% if you bought 2 years ago. I am literally doing the Coinbase. Oh, we got to go back to 1,000 candles. I don't want to. We're going to go back to I like 2 years. And the reason is because the market has changed so much. And typically that's why I like. I'm in the wrong strategy. That's why. I need to get back to the 4-hour strategy. 4-hour strategy, 354%, 324. I did buy it on the 4-hour algorithm. I think I got an alert and I bought it a little bit higher. But it's trading at 304. Am I upset? No. I identified this one as a long-term buy and hold. So that's my crypto holdings. But again, there's a lot of red on the board. Are you upset? If you are, I think it's your portfolio. Because again, if you look at if we do what we did yesterday, the market data, and we're not at open, it's at 850. So this is yesterday's data. Look, the majority are green. And year to date, there's only one sector that's down. It's healthcare. And that's at 0.05. And that's just because United Health is so far down. So do we expect a pullback? Absolutely. Do I expect it to continue? Yeah. Do I expect Powell to lift the markets? Probably. But what I do versus what you do is a totally separate thing. I'm managing my portfolio. Our risk tolerances are different. Our looks at it. I got an email from a subscriber yesterday about Lazy Boy. Go and research Lazy Boy. Go and research it. I sent him back a bunch of research. Go and research it. I'm not into Lazy Boy. Full disclosure, I'm not in. Made sense to buy it though, but I'm not in it. So if you have any questions, you can email me. Again, the newsletter is free every day. If you want any of these tools, Trendspider, $50 a month. You saw what it did with Tesla, Sidekick. You saw what it did with the Fed. And then what I highlighted this time was premium and seeking alpha and alpha picks. Alpha picks is, get the bundle. It's right here at top. Again, I am so happy with seeking alpha premium and alpha picks. I will absolutely be, if they kick me off the affiliate platform, I don't care. I will become a paying customer again. I was a paying customer before I was an affiliate for every tool that I use. Again, I don't promote anything that I wasn't a paying customer of. The only thing I've never paid for is my own newsletter. and the only reason I charge people for this is because it became a pain in the ass to reply to everybody, and I don't have enough time. The podcast became too popular. But I still do reply to free and paid newsletter subscribers. So I try to. It might take me a day, might take me 2 days, but I try to. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, talk to you later. See you, bye. Larry. Let me open up my movie. I think I fucked up a bunch. I get tired, man. By the end of this, I'm worn out. I am worn out. Let me see. I think it's going to turn green. Yeah, I don't like the green color. So we're going to take that and we're going to colorize that a little bit. We'll take the audio and we'll hit auto. Then I'm going to edit out the little pause in the beginning. There we go. And green screen. Copy. And we'll put this. Boom. I got to redo graphics maybe this weekend. I like that strategy that was set up, by the way. 821 pod. Boom. Okay, let's see. Whoa, whoa. Calm. Calm, isn't that a I forget what. Oh, Calme. Yeah. That's been a good stock, Rosa. That's been a good one. And I am sitting back because I've got a back issue. So you might not be able to hear me as well. Calm trade doesn't trade very well in the 4 hour. I mean, it wins 42% of the time. It just underperforms. But look at that weekly chart. I mean, this is fucking eggs. It's eggs. Don't tell me the prices aren't still going up. It's eggs. You got a double top around 117. But that MACD on this weekly, I mean, it's the last time it got to 117, it was down there. Let's see, calm. I think I brought that up as the last time the egg war kind of came on. It's still a strong buy in the quant. I mean, it just turned to a strong buy. Wall Street says it's worth, but there's only 4 analysts that cover this damn thing. Ugh. I like it. I like it. Again, if I were looking at just technicals on the weekly, I would say, yeah, it's probably going for another run. I mean, this is up to 124 right after earnings, and then you pulled back. But I have a feeling earnings were good. You just filled the gap right there. I like that one. Amer, I have owned, let me see, I'll tell you. Do I consider Coke a buy and hold? Let me just go into my personal portfolio. This is my personal portfolio. And I will, let's see, individual account and then the holdings down here. Let's see. Positions. KO. Positions. Let's go. Okay. I own shares that in Coke that I purchased in 2011. So when I say under 70 sell or under 70 buy, over 70 sell, I'm trading shares that I bought in 2011 and I'm buying new shares. So, I mean, that's a strategy. Again, it's a strategy. I'm not buying and selling short term on Coke. That makes no sense to me. So, you know, again, it's about finding the strategy that works for you. I was a buy and sell holder of Coke. Would I be buying and holding it right now? I mean, look at that chart from 2011 where it just kind of came up. I mean, if we just put a, you know, do 2011, I think it was, let's just say, you know, we bought, let's anchor it here. If we just anchor the lows, we're right on that 200 day. So, I mean, I wouldn't be buying, I shouldn't be buying until it reaches down around the 63, 64. You know, if you got that trend line, but I mean, 4 hour makes sense. So, do I consider a long-term buy and hold? Yeah. Yeah, MPW, that's the medical properties. This is the one that it's got a huge dividend. I think they're still holding up that dividend, but there was some concern about this one. 28% short interest. The yield is 7.39. Let's see. Yeah. Dividend, they're cutting their dividend by 46%. I don't know if they're cutting it. It's just the yield goes down as the stock goes down. I mean, the yield stays the same, but as the stock degrades, the actual dollar amount that you get just reduces. I mean, I know Chris trades this one, but let's do performance, total return. You look at MPW versus S&P. I mean, it's an underperformer. Yeah, it's a trade. I mean, over history, this one has done, you know, depending on your time frame, you can see it was beating the S&P. So again, it's just time frame. So let's see what the title of this one is. I do want stock market. Yeah, Hood is one. I mean, again, if you bought it 120 on Hood, why? I mean, the answer is why. And if you journaled it, you have to know why. And what was your downside? Because I think Hood, like I said, if it gets under 100, I may just have to buy this one again. But it's likely, I mean, the previous high of 65, that to me looks like it could go down there. Because look at that high level of MACD. Look at where it's at. I mean, you know, again, seasonally, this one may come down. But if they have a product announcement, if they do something on September 9th, like, hey, we're going to let U.S. companies, U.S. consumers buy into OpenAI. And we're going to let, U.S. consumers buy into these with these tokenization things. And we just got, if they announce shit like that, expect Robinhood to freaking pump. I'm trying to think. I don't want to highlight Seeking Alpha because, but I like this. Let's just put. Okay, I want to move this one down. We're going to get. No, I don't want that. I want this one. And I'm gonna. Let's do transparency. Do. Okay. Let's do a elements, red bear. Get red bear. There we go. Let's take this and we'll put this and transparency. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. There we go. And then uploads. Do. Yeah, I like this background. I probably should. I mean, honestly, I should probably make let's do and you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move this over here. And we're going to put copy 10. And we're going to shrink this down. Let's shrink this down. This is going to be super busy. Top 10. Okay, let's do this. We're going to do top 10. Up. And we're going to shrink this down. And put that there. Group. And put this. Do. Interesting. I do like putting that that dollar amount on stocks though, Chris. I mean, it's something I've just gotten used to that, hey, if this one gets under or over this, I'm just going to buy it. I'm just going to do it. Let's see. We've got to put these all. Okay. We'll group these. And I think we'll just do one color. One color. We'll make this one white. Apply effects. We'll get Palantir out of there, the black one. And impact. We'll do a new text box. Text. Impact. There we go. Let's just say okay, not the greatest thumbnail, but it's fine. Download. I should get an ass shot of me, like turning around like a juicy model, and put logos on my butt in one of the thumbnails. That would be good. Okay, let me open up. I'll just open up the Comet browser. The market's not open yet. But I got on early, man, and I am going to be fried today. Okay, good. I don't want to set Comet as my default browser, but I do like uploading in Comet because I can do a lot of this on AI, which to me is kind of priceless. Let's go and grab the description from the last episode. I don't like how it does this. Okay. Okay, we're going to take out those bullet points. And we're going to get that one over there. Pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. Let's see, spaces, and then this one. Can you give me a chronological bullet point summary that includes emojis? Make it short and click baity. I don't know if I spelled baity right, but there we go. There we go. And we'll upload the thumbnail, which it sometimes tells me it can't do, and then it does it anyway. We'll upload to YouTube. upload video. I've made the mistake of uploading this to my personal YouTube sometimes. And then I get, where's today's video? Oh, it's got like 4 views. Because I do not have as many viewers on my personal one. Oh, and it's got brackets again. There we go. Versus. There we go. Your description is too long, but I got to go over here. Use smart breaks. By the way, we'll put you over here. And we'll do after hours and a 5-minute. The market is not looking good. I think 8:30 was the, 8 o'clock there. And then 8:30 was the jobs number. So more than likely something took us down. Why tariffs have not hit shoppers' wallets yet. And that's true. I mean, that's the danger. Oh, jobs market. More than consensus. Continues climb. Huh. Pew pew. I have my guns out. I got my guns out, so I'm good. Let me just copy the title. It's funny. I don't think I okay, Trendspider affiliate copy. Bold. Seeking alpha affiliate copy. Bold. Alpha picks. Let's see, seeking alpha bundle. Copy. Bold. And then alpha picks beats the S&P. Copy. Bold. Episode summary. And then, oh, I got an ad. Upload file. Yeah, Trendspider is so good with their service. I mean, I think, I don't focus on how good this contact us button is down in the bottom right, where if you have a question, and sometimes the CEO, Dan, even messages me. I'm not sure if he messages everybody else, but he did message me when I was a paying customer. Oh, welcome to the party, Lisa. It was sold and hasn't moved in the last month. VRNA. Well, was it sold? I mean, it's a pharma. If it was sold, let's see. Can you help me understand what happened to VRNA stock over the last month? Because perplexity is Gary. Alex. Continued strong rally, notably reaching several highs. VRNA. I mean, if it's sold, it's done. Do you own it, Alex? Because you should have gotten Oh, they're going to buy it at $107 a share. That's why it hasn't moved. Because Merck is going to buy it for $100. Why is somebody going to pay $107 for a stock? You know, again, they're not going to trade it. But it popped up there to 107 because it's pretty much a given that it's going to be sold. So you can sell it. I mean, try and sell it for 105. It's dead money because is it going to go up past 107? No. Is it going to go down past 105? Probably not. I mean, less the risk reward here, Alex, is if you're trading at 105 and Merck has offered 107, okay? Your upside is only 107. No person in their right mind is going to pay more than $107 for that stock. And so $105, pretty good. So if I owned it, I'd be selling at 105 because it's dead money. Your upside isn't there. So if it were me, I wouldn't be holding it. Which one? The light blue shade? That's just a Bollinger Band. Where's my Bollinger Band? There it is. BB. That one, Brandon? It's just BB. Is the then I gotta collapse this. It's literally just BB. I think you go into the indicators, ultimate RSI volume. That I don't. It's just Bollinger Bands. I mean, it's just regular Bollinger Bands, and then I've got it back here. The back. It's just light blue. So it's not a custom one. Trust me, I don't have a lot of custom ones here. So. Ooh, QQQ got you out yesterday. Ooh. Okay, let me get this posted. A list of optimized YouTube tags for the video. And hopefully it doesn't give me the list, but compiling optimized YouTube tags. There we go. Copy. We'll get rid of that and we'll paste. And of course, nobody's looking for TLS, so we'll cut that out. Next. Monetization on. None. You know what's funny? I think somebody was complaining about the ads on Spotfiy. And I just ran Spotfiy yesterday while I was like cooking and stuff. Okay. YouTube puts, I don't automatically put ads into anything, but YouTube puts in way more ads. Content. Live. Oh, I've got to. Okay, let's just do this. Edit. Now I've got to edit this one. It will transfer when you get sold, but try and sell it. I mean, that's what I would be doing, is trying to sell it for around $105, $106 and take that money and buy something else. I'm not a big fan of Merck. I'm not a big fan of Biopharma, but kudos on the trade. It looks like you've done well on that one. But when a stock gets sold for a price, the market doesn't always take that price out. I mean, you know, like for instance, remember Activision Blizzard was being sold to Microsoft for like $475. Buffett bought it at $450. because he said the risk reward was perfect, and I got cash on the sidelines, but I can make $25 a share. Or it was trading at 375, was going to 475. He made a bunch of money off of it, but it traded way down because there was concerns that that sale wasn't going to go through. And so the market was trading it like the sale wasn't going to go through. What I see there, the market's saying, hey, the sale's going to go through. There's no doubt about it. And so your money is kind of just sitting there waiting for a place, for you to get given either Merck stock or cash, however they do it. It's probably cash, and the reason is because it trades usually with cash purchases. The stock trades up to the price. With stock purchases, it kind of goes on like Pioneer Resources and Exxon. You had to do some math to figure out that wasn't worth holding on to. Okay, publish. Good, published it. Now I gotta go to the newsletter and publish this one. Create new video post. Desktop. And I gotta get can you create an SEO optimized Substack title for the episode? Please refer to other top financial Substack newsletters for a guide. If they performed well, include that in your answer. Morning, Mark. Please include some eye-catching emojis for click bait as well. I don't like the hedge fund favorites part because I didn't really focus on that. Let's see. Hey, 21 podcast. Oh boy. My belly itches. Okay, so we're going to close that one. We're going to close that one. Let's see. Market just opened up. So let's check the Webull account. About the same. So nothing's really moved on that. Let's check the Fidelity account. Not great. Not great. Not great. I don't. I'm trying to figure out a golf trip, to be honest with you. I need to join a gym. My back has been killing me. My friend, my dentist, Shiva, let's see, let's give her a little promotion. Tooth Architect. This is Shiva. That's her cool waiting room. She's awesome. But she is going to hike the Camino. I had lunch with her last week. And she's going to hike the Camino in Spain, I think. You agree and accept our policy. Interesting. She's got a chatbot up here. She's taken 3 weeks off from dentistry to go and do this. So I'm waiting for her to come back. And I told her, I said, shit, I should just buy a ticket and go with you for 3 weeks. And then I was like, fuck it. I like sitting on the couch with the dogs. I have all the freedom to do whatever I want to do. The problem is that what I like doing is kind of just taking my time. I like trading. I like doing this stuff. I mean, I probably need to take the podcast off and just start doing trading like I was planning on doing, but who knows? Okay, let's. Let's do. Lisa, my girlfriend wants me to go to her chiropractor. I'm contemplating it. I'm horrible with going and getting help. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I can do whatever I need to do, work out. It's basically, I'll tell you my problem. My problem is A, I don't do core strength stuff. B, I don't work out and lift weights. So I'm losing muscle as I get older, and you know, I'm basically Play-Doh. I mean, you know, my body is Play-Doh at this point. Throw me on a newspaper and I'll probably have an imprint of the ink on my back. But okay, I'm gonna get going because all I'm doing is writing the newsletter. So you guys have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think today's gonna be like yesterday. We're gonna see an up day. I think it's gonna be flat, and then in the afternoon, you'll see kind of a, I mean, let's just look at a 5-minute chart. We'll look at the after hours. And you see yesterday, you saw that big drop at the open, but we kind of came back. And it was down, but it wasn't down that much. You were off the lows. So if you're trading today, if you're just taking a look at this, look, I mean, the reality is the volume on Monday, you can see the volume on Monday, green, but it was super low. We had more volume, but it was selling on Tuesday. Wednesday, in the first 5 minutes, you had about the same volume and people were selling and it just kept going down. And then you saw that volume spike. And then here so far on Thursday, you're seeing about the same volume and they're selling. But the market wants to go up. So you guys have a great day. See you, Brent. Brandon, I'm always happy when you're here. An OG who actually subscribed to all my freaking tools. And then actually uses it. So, yeah, I mean, Chris says it right. Don't force yourself. I mean, sometimes just sitting around and doing nothing is a great strategy. You don't have to find every great trade. I mean, Cleveland Cliffs, were you buying at $7 because you're up at 10? Berkshire Hathaway, we got a nice gap fill that could be going on up here to 536. I don't know when it's going to fill, but it might. Robinhood is up 1.2% today. Meanwhile, the market's down. So, Palantir, let's look at Palantir. It's kind of flat. Has it put in a good bottom? Probably not. 4-hour algorithm has you out. So, yeah. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. See you. Bye.
Trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading